disappointing league form, while Liverpool's cupboard is bare after the club's least productive season in 30 years. Liverpool had the early edge, deservedly ahead on 17 minutes through Robbie Fowler, the young striker's 18th of the season. Villa, following 3 successive defeats, at last got going in the second half, with substitute Dwight York taking centre stage. York, who started only 2 games this season, first making his mark with Villa's equaliser on 65 minutes. Villa's first home win since February then duly arrived thanks to another York contribution 9 minutes from time. The young man from Trinidad and Tobago sent clear by Ray Houghton to secure Villa's victory. They were the winners by 2-1. Sheffield United were bidding for Premier League survival on the final day of the season. And the afternoon certainly looked promising for them as they gleefully forged ahead against Chelsea. Jostein Flo's excellent strike on the half hour was due reward for their early endeavour. But 12 minutes into the second half, United's lead was wiped out. Defender Jakob Kilbjerg converting a Dennis Wise free kick for his first senior goal in Chelsea's colours. 3 minutes later, a momentary lapse in concentration from Chelsea enabled United to restore their lead. Glyn Hodges conjuring up the goal that seemed likely now to ensure their safety. But Chelsea clearly had other ideas, and with just under 15 minutes to go, pulled it back to 2-2. Mark Steen back in the side after a 14-match absence through injury, delivering an expert finish. Then in the final seconds, agony for United as Steen pounced again. This for the strike that sent them plunging into the First Division. An instant shot from another cross from Wise. Steen now surely has proved his readiness for the FA Cup final. At the final whistle, the United players trudged off in sheer disbelief that Dave Bassett's long fight to keep them in the top flight had been finally brought to the most dramatic of ends.
One of Wimbledon's strengths, their organisation at set plays. But they will miss the presence of Fashanu. Robbie Earle, one of 3 coming from the edge of the area, making their moves now. Oh, it's that handball by Limpar. It was crazy, absolutely crazy. It's a penalty, and Limpar wonders what he's done. So the responsibility passes to Holsworth here. And it just gets beyond Southall, who stays down in despair, really. Barton will take it. Gale way on the far side, making a move from the edge of the area. Oh, going for the same ball, Clark! And it's ended up in the back of the net, despite the valiant attempts of Gary Ablett, and it goes from bad to worse for Everton. Ablett is up there, Watson of course, Unsworth as well. Breaks for Limpar again. Oh, he's given the penalty. And as Limpar goes some way towards repaying a debt here. There wasn't too much contact from Peter Fear, but Limpar, the type of player to make the most of it, I must say that does not look a very justifiable decision. Graham Stewart stands up to be counted here. This could just open up the possibilities again. A pressure penalty if ever there was one. And Stewart is equal to the task. Everton 1, Wimbledon 2. It's 2-2. Barry Horn, I think. A humdinger, maybe in the nick of time. Limpar goes inside this time. Stewart. Cotty came quickly to him. Stewart! Yes! Yes! For Everton! They can see salvation.
Party atmosphere at St James's Park. Newcastle celebrating the capture of 3rd place in the Premier, and their fans sportingly saluting Arsenal's triumph in winning the European Cup Winners' Cup final against Parma. Newcastle, anxious to impress against the team they've picked for that 3rd spot, were deservedly ahead 2 minutes into the second half. This thanks to the two men who've served to inspire them so emphatically this season. Peter Beardsley's impudent run, the finish from Andy Cole, the 41st goal of his record-breaking season. Aptly, it was Beardsley who confirmed Newcastle's win with the second goal 20 minutes later. Lee Dixon bringing down John Beresford. Beardsley stepped up to take the penalty, and his successful kick brought his tally for the season to a best ever 24. 2-0 it finished to Newcastle, and manager Kevin Keegan, who's just agreed a 10-year contract with the club, promises that this is just the start. Side of Oldham was holding out too much hope of Joe Royal's team preserving their Premier League tenure on the lines of last season's great escape. But hopes for a miracle were soon lifted at Carrow Road by an early goal, although Mark Brennan's shot was heading off target until Sean McCarthy's intervention. Norwich justifiably protested that Darren Beckford was standing offside. The half-time introduction of substitute Neil Adams, an Oldham player until February, stirred Norwich into life. Adams setting up an equaliser on 72 minutes for Robert Alathon. Events elsewhere had long since made the outcome at Carrow Road academic. A 1-1 draw confirmed a lively match offered a host of decent chances. Sheffield Wednesday in front after 26 minutes. Mark Wright flicking the ball on for Gordon Watson to maintain his consistent scoring record of late. Manchester City fought back though and were rewarded early in the second half by an equaliser from Uwe Rosler. The German's header squeezed in at the far post from Peter Beagrie's free kick. 1-1, Wednesday failing to give Swedish international defender Roland Nilsson a winning send-off. As he bid farewell to the club, he leaves at the end of the season. Years now behind them, Tottenham could relax at home to a Queen's Park Rangers side who hadn't won in 4 outings. Spurs believing they've emerged a stronger side for their traumatic time. It was Rangers, though, who looked the dominant side early on. No surprise when they took the lead, Trevor Sinclair on 36 minutes, with his first Rangers goal since the end of October. Tottenham rallied swiftly, though, and were level 3 minutes later. Excellent approach play again. Darren Anderton's cross steered in by Teddy Sheringham for the strikers' 15th of the season. Spurs had the better of the second half, but fell behind again 13 minutes from the end. Another goal from Sinclair to inflict on Spurs their 9th home defeat in the league. 2-1 to Rangers it finished. They'll almost certainly start the next season without Les Ferdinand, who seems set to join Blackburn.